I like to use the analogy of sparks landing in dry grass. And our job is to go and step on them before they burst into flames. And that's really what the peacekeeping mission does every day, several times a day. We are essentially preventing conflict continuously. The main job of the peacekeeping mission is to create conducive conditions so that the political process can move forward. And from that perspective, it's a very busy mission. People, I don't think, really have a good idea of how busy things are in Cyprus, but we have dozens of such incidents every day in the buffer zone, and we're constantly putting out these flames so that nothing blows up into a problem. And when we're successful, I can report to the Security Council that things are relatively calm in the buffer zone, and that's exactly what we want to do. For 51 years, there has not been a shot fired between the two militaries. It's been completely peaceful. So the mission has achieved this by doing this work, by stamping out these little embers and sparks and preventing conflict. And I think that's absolutely essential. You know, strangely, some people have the idea that because everything's been peaceful for 50 years, why do we need the peacekeeping mission? Well, it's been peaceful because the peacekeeping mission has been doing its job. The single biggest obstacle to a lasting solution in Cyprus is trust, in my view. The impact of distrust on any notion of the peacekeeping mission withdrawing. Because of the distrust, there isn't really a scenario where we can successfully withdraw. But similarly, on the political process side, what we see is leaders that are very, very reluctant to concede anything in negotiations. They want to achieve things, they want to gain things, but they don't want to give anything. And you can imagine if you take two leaders who have the same attitude, you bring them to the table and you're trying to negotiate something, it's extremely, extremely difficult. And the reason for that reluctance to concede is distrust, is a sort of a repetition of historic narratives that reinforces the idea that we alone are correct, the other side is incorrect, and therefore how can we compromise? It's all about trust building, not between the people. The people get along fine, and millions of people cross from one side to the other every year without incident. I've lived through the evolution of peacekeeping and seen the many different aspects of it. And as I retire, I am ever more convinced that peacekeeping is an absolutely essential tool for the international community, for the United Nations. It's essential that somebody does it, and it's extremely good value because, you know, as we've seen, countries try to do these sorts of things bilaterally. There's political complications, but also it's way, way more expensive for a country to just send in their army and do it. So I'm a bigger fan today of peacekeeping than I ever was.